Shalom. Call law Yahweh Shemi Shai by Shemar Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. To the brothers on the four corners of this earth, the Akim, teaching his truth, risking their lives each and every day. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, coming with another lesson. And this lesson is, the enemy is right in front of you. So, pretty much, when I say the enemy is right in front of you, it's Esau, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, but try to hide his identity. But we know who you are. And, Esau is about to come down with his draconian measurements, his laws, his decrees, pretty much that C-hip, he's going to push to the masses. And that's why the brothers out on the four corners of this earth, on the highways and the byways, pushing this truth to warn, everyone, pretty much the elect of our people, and the 1/3, the 2/3, they love being in front of the enemy, pretty much. And you have a lot of things the Israelite camps not warning other people, these other camps, they're not warning, people of the prophecies that's about to show forth, They only speaking about the law, but they need to be speaking about these prophecies based on one of them was, the C-hip. And they're not going into that, They just bypassing that, And it's going to come to pass that these people are going to realize, hey, they should have took heed to the prophets on the street, the real prophets, GMS, which has the 100% truth, But, that's how it is. These people is not going to discern, what's good or evil, but, we discerning what's good or evil, And then if you take the C-hip, you're gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And most of our people, which is the 2/3, they're gonna do that. They're gonna take the, the C-hip. But right now things are getting difficult. You know what I'm saying? Out here, everything is going up. Pretty much. In the stores, food prices going up, gas going up. But our people don't realize, hey, the time is ticking, so it's time to get yourself together right now, And how our people is, they wait to the last minute. But hey, it's time to get yourself together right now. And like I said, it's only gonna be the elected and 1/3 gonna do that, So that's why I say, never trust this devil, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I say the enemy is right in front of you. And our people realize that, but they don't want to hearken to this truth, you know what I'm saying? Nope. So let me start off with 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah. We're not ignorant of your devices, Esau. We know this is talking about demon Satan, you know what I'm saying? The physical counterpart on the earth, which is Esau, So we know who you are, And he has a physical counterpart on earth, which we know, like I said, it's Esau, It's his wiles, his trickery, that he used on the people, you know what I'm saying, to set up traps, for them, order out of chaos to get these people riled up. But he's coming with a plot, you know what I'm saying, a real scheme and big plot, and that's all gearing up to, has to do with the currency, you know what I'm saying, when he wants to switch over the C-hip to people, and most of our people is going, it's going to bite. It's going to come. They're going to bite off it, you know what I'm saying? It's like you put a little cheese in the corner, on a trap to a mice. And what he going to do? He going to try to get that cheese off the trap. And that's what our people going to do. they're gonna look at that and say, "Oh, white man, he ain't bad." You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize it's a trap. You know. But they gonna understand that, hey, they wish they took heed to this truth. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna realize that, hey, it's too late. You know. And if you take that sea help, you're gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to, go through the struggles and times and difficulties. And that's what our people don't want to do. They want to just, you know what I'm saying, live comfortably. They don't want to deal with the struggles. They don't want to, separate themselves from this place. But like I say, it's not time to be trusting this place, Babylon the Great, aka America, But most of our people do, They want to stay in this hellhole place, which they love, you know what I'm saying? Let me go to, I got a precept, Sirach, chapter 10. I'm sorry, Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Yeah, Never trust thy enemy, A lot of people have to understand when they took that prune juice, you know what that prune juice is. Then, they was dropping dead, you know what I'm saying? They was getting sick. And it's still going on now. They dropping dead, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want to put that out. All of a sudden that just disappeared and everything, But they trusted in Esau, you know what I'm saying? They put their trust in the enemy, And a lot of our people didn't even care, you know what I'm saying? They was pretty much thinking it was something, had to do with, you know what I'm saying, the coronavirus, they was pretty much saying it's that, which it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? It was something that, Esau knew what he was doing. He knew that this was all a setup, Definitely, to take care of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's who they pushed it on, you know what I'm saying? That's who they really wanted that to be, wanted them to take that prune juice, to get that in their system, because they knew if they can have them take it, then that was their main source, main focus, But like I say again, the enemy is right in front of you each and every day. But our people don't realize and don't want to hearken to this truth. They just basically want to keep on, what they're doing now, you know what I'm saying? Getting married, celebrating these pagan holidays, pretty much celebrating birthdays, you know what I'm saying? These sporting events, going to concerts, same thing, just like in the days of Noah, you know what I'm saying? Nothing different, nothing new under the sun, you know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say. And then that's how our people operate, They only care about those things. They only care about what's good for them to feed their flesh. But it's time to wake up. But it's going to be too late. Let me go to next scripture I have. Is actually, let me go back to that one and go down same chapter and go down to verse 16. And this is Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. But in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into this pit. Yeah, Esau's going to use all these big words to entice you. But in the back of his mind, he has a hidden agenda to take you down, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he do. He uses these big professional words, he's smooth with his words, His mouth is smoother than butter, And like the scriptures say, paraphrasing. And our people take the bait, you know what I'm saying? They take the bait every time, and that's what they love to do, you know? So don't trust in this devil, you know what I'm saying? Don't put your trust in Babylon, you know what I'm saying? You know? Because it's time to take a step back and realize that, hey, the time is ticking, you know what I'm saying? You only have like a certain amount of time, a grace period. And we going into, well, it's already in Jacob's trouble right now. But our people don't know that they're in Jacob's trouble. But it's gonna ramp up real soon. Pretty much like overnight, things are gonna change. But that's what they don't realize, that, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to join hand in hand with the wicked. And that's why I say, and that's what the scriptures say, don't join hand in hand with the wicked, you know? You know, separate yourself from this place, you know? Let me go to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it should come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Ooh. You see, according to the prophecy, the remnant shall return to Yahweh Shemi Yahushai. They're going to rely on the Lord, you know. That's who we putting our trust in, you know. And that word, I think it's stay. It means rely or lean upon. You know what I'm saying? And that's who we're going to put our trust in. We're going to lean on Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, you know, especially when these times get rough. And right now is the time to build your faith up. You know what I'm saying? Get your faith built up. So when all hell breaks loose, you'll be able to deal with those situations, those difficulties, those things that you can't see, but you'll be walking by faith, you know? And that's what it's all about, faith, you know? And where we receive our faith from? Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, through the Spirit, you know? So let me go back to the last scripture, Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. Let me read that back again. And Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaks swiftly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Yeah, because you know how Esau operate. Like I said again, he's smooth with his words. And, you know, he comes with this being nice, you know. That's how he did the Native Americans. He came with, you know, with this handshake saying that he'll follow all the treaties, but he broke every last one of them, over 400 treaties. And that's how he do it. But the main thing what's in his heart is war, you know what I'm saying? That's his main agenda, you know what I'm saying? To overthrow you. But through the power of Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, this devil is going to be taken down. You know what I'm saying? Yep, taken down. Let me go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. You know? Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, cursed be the man that trust in man, and make flesh his arm, and whose heart depart from the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushai. Yeah. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushai, cursed be the man that trust, cursed be the man that trust in man. Yeah. Because you know Esau is the most carnal man on earth, you know what I'm saying? He's a base man, you know? And most of our people put their trust only in Esau, you know what I'm saying? You know? every president they vote for, when they voted for Biden, they thought he was going to help us. You know what I'm saying? And now, right now, Trump, man, these presidents are pretty much puppets, man. They only for an agenda for the elites, let them know what to do. They're puppets. They tell them what to do, and they do it. But they're gonna be brought down. They're gonna be brought down for all the wickedness that they have done on earth. So I want to end on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the enemy is right in front of you, but our people don't realize that and don't see that and don't care. But Babylon is going down, So at the end of the day, take heed what's going on. And right now, never trust our enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because the enemy is right in front of you. But only the elect in 1/3 through the power, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Al-Shai know who the enemy is. So I hope this was edifying. This is called Law Yahweh Shem Al-Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. To the Akim on the four corners of the earth, risking their lives each and every day, teaching this truth, trying to wake up the hopefully elect. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification. Shalom.